Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Surviving the Week, where each week I tell you about all the things that made me want to hit the fuck it button and the things that helped me survive it. This week, freedom, family, and fear. This week was my 6-year-old's turn for our first monthly mother-daughter day, and she had a lovely time, but I'm not going to lie, I was in a bit of a mood. The point of these days is quality one-on-one time. But as soon as we got back from shopping for treats and we were ready for our first activity, LOL Monopoly, my teenager asked if she could join in, and my 6-year-old said yes. My instinct was to jump in and say, no, that's not the point. It's meant to be quality one-on-one time. But it's also meant to be child-focused. So I didn't really feel like I could say anything without hurting either or both of their feelings. Monopoly is pretty well known for causing chaos and fighting, especially among siblings. And that is exactly what happened. If it had just been me and my 6-year-old, then there would have been none of that, because firstly, I don't care about winning. And secondly, it would have been more focused on me teaching her how to play the game, how to strategize, and it could have been a really nice bonding experience for the two of us. It's also a hell of a lot quicker when there's only 2 people playing. And instead, it took forever and meant that we weren't able to do the other activities that we had planned. I need to find the right time to sit down with my teenager and talk to her about it and explain that next time she can't step in like that. She wouldn't allow that to happen if it was on her day. And so it's not fair to take over from her sister, but I need to find a way to say it that's not going to hurt her feelings. I don't want her to be upset, but I also need to set that boundary. This week I did an online course called the Freedom Program, and oh my fucking God, what a load of old shit. It's supposed to help people who have experienced any kind of abusive relationship to avoid them in the future. Now, I was told that this could be romantic relationships, family relationships, friendships, that it could be applied across any type of relationship. That was a lie. Firstly, it's incredibly misogynistic and serves only to uphold patriarchal ideas. It's rife with sexism, and apparently only men can be abusers. Secondly, it's homophobic. It completely rules out any possibility of there being abuse in same-sex relationships. It's excluding an entire section of society, and we know that that's not true. Abuse can happen in any relationship. Anyone can be an abuser, no matter of their sex or gender or orientation. But no, apparently men think one way and we women think a different way. Are you fucking kidding me? Thirdly, it's very, very badly written. Spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, and generally just fucking painful to attempt to read. Fourthly, is that a word? I don't think that's a word. But anyway, fourthly, severely out of date. Unsurprising when you look at the previous points. It's nearly as old as I am, and you can tell. I can't believe that this is considered in any way beneficial for victims or survivors or people considered to be at risk. I have no idea how it's supposed to help anyone because it is full of misinformation. I'm really glad that I did the online course and didn't do it in a group setting, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to contain my disgust and I would have ended up in an argument with the people running it and probably had to leave. It's happened before. People just don't like constructive criticism. If you've been following me for a while, you'll be thinking that's hypocritical, and yes, you're right, okay? I have been struggling with depression and self-destructive urges this week. And yes, I know, it's okay not to be okay. Except that it's not really, is it? It's okay not to be okay until you become a burden to the people around you. It's okay not to be okay unless your children can see it. It's okay not to be okay unless other people need you. It's okay not to be okay unless you're powerless to change it. It's okay not to be okay unless you're me. A few nights ago, I had a night terror and sleep paralysis, something that I have struggled with for my entire life, or at least as far back as I can remember. I consider myself quite lucky that it doesn't happen too often, probably once every couple of months, more so if things are bad. I distinctly remember one time when I was about 6 years old, lying there trying to scream for my mum, but no sound would come out because I couldn't move anything other than my eyes. I was staring through the door down the hallway, tears streaming down the side of my head, trying to will myself to be able to move, to be able to scream, trying to will her to just appear. I laid there for what felt like forever and eventually was able to scream for help, croak at first until I built up the ability to scream properly. Over the years, I've trained myself to break out of it, to talk myself down, concentrate on moving one muscle at a time, start with the twitch of a fingertip and gradually work on moving my whole hand and then my arm. And then I can, pull my body in one direction to help wake up the rest of it. One of the hardest things about my husband and I having separate homes is that he's not always here to help me through it when I have a night terror. Having someone there to help bring me back to reality and ground me makes a really huge difference. Holding my hand, physically moving the muscles to help wake them up. It's a lot faster than me doing it myself. And then you've got the emotional side of it. Waking up from a horrific nightmare and not being able to move fucks you up, normally for a couple of days. Having someone with you to support and reassure makes a world of difference. I've spent a lot of time this week being overwhelmed by depression, but I did have a day out in town with a friend, which was a really good distraction for my brain, help keep the dark thoughts at bay. The news coming out of America continues to be terrifying. Kidnapping children outside their homes. I know that that's been going on for a long time, but it's definitely getting scarier and ramping up. And I've started to think about, what would I do if it comes here, if that starts to happen here? How will I help and support the people I care about that might be targeted? I think that's something that we all need to start thinking about and preparing for. See you next week.